Kitas mūsų pranešimas yra apie autonominius automobilius.
Next is about autonomous vehicles, public engagement and adoption for highly automated and autonomous technology. And our speaker is going to be Guido Di Pascal, PAVE Europe Managing Director. So please welcome at the stage our speaker Guido Di Pascal.
Hello, everyone. First, let me start with a question. How many of you have tried an autonomous vehicle? 2, 3. Okay, very few. Because especially in these days, I'm often asked, where are we with the autonomous technology? Back in 2018, even 17, we were at the hype, at the peak of inflated expectations. Actually, we thought in the sector that in 2020-21, autonomous vehicles would have hit our roads at global level in US and in Europe also. But this didn't happen, as you can see. In 2020, 21, even 22, we went through the phase of disillusionment, meaning that after the hype of this expectation, the technology was not there, and the sector was a bit frustrated. Some of the projects or the pilots that were running were stopped. But today, 2023, we can say that we are at the start of a new phase. Scaling this technology, we have seen at global level that happening today a sort of race of autonomous mobility. In United States, back in July, it was allowed to run robotaxi as a commercial services in San Francisco, provided by well-known players like Waymo, for example, but also in other cities of US, like Austin and in Arizona as well. In China, the development is mainly led at state level, and we are experiencing quite some deployment of these vehicles, also in the form of robotaxi, in Japan, in South Korea, and in Europe as well, thanks to the new regulation published by the European Commission last summer. Some countries, some member states are already promising to deploy large-scale demonstrations of autonomous vehicles. For example, Germany, and in particular Hamburg, is promising to deploy more than 10,000 autonomous vehicles by 2030 in the city. And the city of Oslo is also investing on that. This technology can be applied for several use cases: passenger transport, logistic transport, robotaxi, minibuses, large buses, trucks, hub-to-hub transport, urban delivery. The use cases that will come first probably will be the one that will be mostly needed, that will bring immediate benefit to the society. Indeed, autonomous vehicles are a great opportunity for the society for several reasons. First of all, safety. In the last decade, more than 13 million people died in our roads due to accidents, and in 95% of the cases, this was due to human error. And the European Commission estimates that autonomous vehicles can reduce by up to 90% the car accidents, saving more than 25,000 lives per year, at least in Europe. Then it offers the possibility, we heard a lot about sustainability, to improve the overall transport system and to make it more efficient and to improve sustainability, not only because this vehicle will be electric or with sustainable fueling, let's say, but also because these vehicles will offer the possibility to optimize the way we move. And mobility for all. This is our hope, that this technology can really offer the right to move to everyone. Today, we have 15% of the population is affected by some sort of disability, physical or mental, and not all of them have the access to mobility. We expect that this technology can really offer to them the possibility to be independent in the way they move. And of course, economical growth. We expect that thanks to this technology, there will be more jobs. The economy will grow. A recent study from McKinsey that was published a few months ago said that the autonomous vehicle market could bring $300–400 billion of market size in terms of revenue. But there is also a challenge. And not only because of the development of the technology, which is of course complex, and it is deployed in complex urban areas or in complex areas, not only because of the regulation, but because of us, of people, of citizens. In fact, the biggest hurdle for the adoption of this technology is us, humans. And in terms of trust and acceptance of this technology, that we see the biggest barrier, because we fear to lose the control over the vehicle, because we fear that we will have to change our behavior, that, as we heard this morning, or that will be required new skills for the development and the deployment of this technology, or even fear to lose the jobs. There are several studies. Few of them last year was published by Yoid Register Foundation, demonstrating or estimating that 60% of the people don't trust or they perceive this technology as not safe. Even a study from the European Commission and the Joint Research Center that interviewed many different focus groups at the European level, including students, including elderly and disabled and commuters and so on. What they realized is that the perception regarding about this technology is that they don't feel comfortable with that. The reason, of course, is mainly because they have not tried this technology, as my question showed, because this technology is not there. And if you don't try it, you cannot understand it. If you don't understand it, you probably don't trust it. But humans are also misinformed about this technology. Another study conducted by Tacham Research in UK last year clearly showed that most of the UK drivers believe that they can buy a fully autonomous vehicle already today, which is not true, of course. And there are also differences between cultures and countries. It seems, from a study conducted by PwC, that the Western country, in this case US citizens and German citizens, do not feel comfortable, most of them, with this technology, with high automated vehicles, while Chinese, most of them, do not have any problem. So their perception is that they will trust completely, or most of them will trust to this technology. So that's why the organization that I represent, PAVE, Partners for Automated Vehicle Education, was created. So PAVE, and PAVE Europe in particular, that I represent, was born out of a desire to drive human adoption of autonomous technology. We are a non-profit coalition with the scope of educating the public opinion, the media, of course, and the press, the decision makers and the authorities on the potential benefit of this technology. Our vision or our beliefs are mainly two. The first one is that our members believe what I just said, that this technology can really improve safety, accessibility, sustainability, efficiency of our transport systems. The second belief, as I mentioned, is coming from the results also of these studies, that in order to achieve these goals, so to make this technology efficient and contribute to these societal goals, we need to educate the public. We need that the public accept, but not only accept, they understand first the technology, so that they can trust the technology. These are our two main beliefs that lead us to our mission, which is educating the public about fully autonomous vehicles, serve as a reference for the sector. So we would like that all the different stakeholders that are investing, that are their effort and their money to this technology, but also those who believe that this technology can improve our society, come together and together represent a unique voice for the sector. We want to collaborate and have a strong rapport with public sector, with the ministries, with the local authorities that will have to be empowered to deploy this technology in the cities, in the rural areas, in the regions, and unify and align all the stakeholders, including the users' representatives and the categories that could really be positively impacted by this technology. And of course, connect all the different players, because we have seen after years that collaboration is key. Collaboration, no one can do it alone. It is important that the industry collaborate with non-governmental organizations, with the authorities, with the end users representatives, and with all the value chain and the operators, of course. To do that, we are developing some activities within our organization that aims at creating messages that can be communicated to the citizens and to the decision makers and to the press. And we do it through collaborative work and through working groups, with what we call working groups. And the key elements that we have in our working groups, of course, are understanding, trust, and acceptance by users and also non-users. We have an important component regarding insurance, because as you can imagine, the insurance and reinsurers will be impacted by autonomous technology. What should be insured in the future? Is it us as a personal or as drivers, or it is the manufacturer or the software provider? So there are questions that needs to be addressed. And of course, we look at the different use cases, and we think that public transport or shared mobility will be the first to be impacted, especially in Europe, for our culture, for the structure of our cities, and goods transportation. And this can be really one of the two use cases that can be really impacted, at least in European level. And we collaborate with the public sector. So we want to have an exchange with the ministries, with the local authorities, because they will have to regulate and to implement the European legislation in our case, and with the academics, because our messages are based on scientific proofs, on facts. We want to be a trustable voice, and to be a trustable voice, we need facts. So we don't want that the messages are representing one category, one type of industry, but they are based on scientific proofs. We are becoming international. PAVE started in US in 2019 as a group of organizations, then expanded to Canada. PAVE Europe that I represented was created 1 year ago, and we are about to launch also a program specific for UK that will be called PAVE UK to address the issues and the education programs specifically in UK. Of course, the intention being a global market and a global future hope, let's say, and expectation, we aim at creating PAVE in Asia Pacific and in MENA countries as well in the near future. This is a selection of members at global level, and this is our PAVE Europe member. We started 1 year ago with 6 founding members, from Waymo, Mobileye to Freyland, Swiss Re, Acmea, and EasyMile, and now we are growing and growing, and we see there is a momentum, because even though we don't see yet these vehicles in our streets today, as I said at the beginning, we expect to have these vehicles in the near future, also in Europe, and at that point we will need to engage with the citizens. We will need to do campaigns in the cities where these vehicles will be deployed, and it is important that we prepare for that altogether. We also have partnership with other organizations. We are not alone. We should not do it alone. It is important to collaborate with other initiatives and projects at European level and also possibly at global level. In particular, I want to mention our collaboration with the SICAM Association in Brussels, which is a partnership between a private community and the European Commission, and we plan to contribute actively to that. So with this, I close. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for the invitation. As I said, PAVE Europe is a growing community, and we would like to have the support of all European stakeholders from all countries. We welcome all organizations, non-profit, industries, representatives of end users at European level as a continent. Indeed, we are, as I said, we are working very closely with UK, but also with Switzerland and other extra EU countries. Thanks a lot for your attention.